Hi everyone, it's Dr. D, and I want to come to you with a special installment of beauty and skincare and some of my favorite parts of the new Lumiere de Vie skincare line. Two products in particular I think that you're going to be wildly excited about, and you have an opportunity to share with other people. And at the end of the day, that's what we do. We find these things that work for us, that don't just help us feel beautiful, but allow us to kind of have a plan for how we're going to stay healthy, how we're going to maintain our youth. And I think it's important that we pay attention to that. I'm not just from a beauty from the inside out. I know I'm speaking to the right community where we understand that we need to eat well, we need to supplement well, we need to sleep well, and we need to exercise and manage our stress. But we also need to make sure, whether it's with age or activity, that we are rehydrating, replenishing our skin so that we can maintain our youthful glow, so that we can maintain our youthful turgor or health and suppleness of our skin. And that's really what nutraceuticals and cosmeceuticals are about. They're about putting these two tenets of well-being together: beauty from the outside in and beauty from the inside out. And that means I get to talk to you about some new cutting-edge ingredients that are going to make a difference in your skincare. So when we look at skincare from a Lumiere de Vie perspective, this of course is a line that was built with some very high-end ingredients, but also in a percentage. The formulations were built in a percentage strong enough to be able to produce the results that we're looking for as we age. To make that happen, we have to understand, as I said, it's a multifactorial approach to skin aging, skin well-being, and glowing youthful radiance. We have to remember that our skin is in fact our largest organ, and as such, we need to treat it as well as we would all other organs. It needs to be well fed, and it needs to be well watered. That means you make sure that it gets the protein that it needs. Some of the best building blocks of skin protein, collagen, is vitamin C and antioxidants. We're talking about a double approach there. We want to build from the inside, and that's things like vitamin C. We want to protect ourselves from oxidative stress from our outside world, and that's things like a skin health formula. Those are things like coenzyme Q10 or pycnogenol. All of these things being really important when we think about weeding and feeding and watering our skin for youthfulness. Of course, our job, or our skin's job, is to protect us. We need to have a good barrier, and that means we need to have barriers in other places. Would you be surprised to know that there is an intimate link between the health of your skin and the health of your gut? The first barrier that we need to protect is that gut barrier. When it is hyperpermeable, all kinds of junk can get through, and you bet you're going to see that in your skin. But what you may be surprised to know, because you knew about the skin and the gut connection, a good barrier here means a great barrier here. Did you know that many of the things that you do for gut health, whether that's aloe, beta-glucans, and polysaccharides, whether it's probiotics or digestive enzymes, that all of these things are just as important for skin. Not only do they have benefits in skin, those things applied to the skin can also be hugely beneficial. And when we think about maintaining this luminescent, youthful, radiant glow that every one of us is looking for, I want you to think of topicals that kind of don't just do the cleanse, tone, moisturize type of thing, but truly are built and formulated in such a way that nutrients that are not just necessary for that skin barrier, not just necessary for that skin maintenance, but also that can help protect us from age, that all of those things are wildly important here as well. So you want to make sure that your skincare line goes way beyond cleanse, tone, moisturize, and gets into the point of delivering nutrients to the body, nutrients to the skin, and deep into the skin. And that's a little bit about what we're going to talk about today. Now, of course, we want to make sure that we understand that we can have the best of regimens, but if we don't pay attention to lifestyle factors, if we don't pay attention to aspects that are modifiable. How much time do you spend in the sun? What do you do to protect yourself from sun damage? What kind of measures do you take after exercise to protect your skin? Yeah, you need to think about what does your skincare regimen look like after exercise. Keep in mind, you guys, we just took a lot of effort in that exercise. We're sweating out a lot of electrolytes. We need to put back in those electrolytes, those minerals. We need to get back in that hydration factor after exercise, right? Well, your skin regimen needs to be just as robust as your nutrient regimen to add those things back in, because exercise, not just sun, right? Not just smoking, not just environmental factors. The things that we do every day that we consider healthy, like exercising, these things can deplete your skin of vital nutrients, hydration, and building blocks. So we want to think about your skincare regimen after exercise as well, right? So let's put everything together. What types of solutions do we have that are going to help you with the feeding and the watering of your skin, building up a better barrier? And what are we going to do? What measures are we going to commit to support better skin health, in particular as we age? Are there parts of your daily life that you're willing to get rid of, like exposure to too many free radicals, right? Do you spend time with a smoker? Are you yourself a smoker? What are you willing to change, right? Now, I often do talk to people about their habits and how they may be deleterious, not just for overall well-being, but for skin health. And I often will hear things like, Deedra, I'm not going to get rid of my coffee. I realize it's acidic, but I'm not going to get rid of my coffee. Good news, you don't have to get rid of your coffee. You just may need to have a higher commitment to skin health regimens. You just may need to have a higher commitment to supplementation to offset some of the aspects of things that we consider drying or non-nutritive or anti-nutritive to our skin and to our body. But skin health is a top priority, in particular with a growing market of not just women, but men. More and more individuals today recognize how skin health needs to start early, and your regimen needs to start early. The number one factor to wrinkle line depth and length is, what did you do to prevent it from happening in the first place? Go beyond the sun exposure, go beyond the smoking or occupational factors, go beyond the exercise or some of those things that we know can stress us out, like not getting enough sleep, right? What do you apply to your skin on a daily basis to feed it and to water it, to nourish it and help it maintain its supple qualities? Well, today, I probably don't need to tell you, but there's a blurred line between cosmeceuticals and nutraceuticals, or cosmetics and nutraceuticals, and we call that cosmeceuticals, right? Well, there's a true blending today of this line. And that's why I could not hold back telling you or talking about one of my favorite products, because of this blending of a world of skin health from the outside and skin health from the inside. We've seen this fantastic marriage, and it built one of my favorite products, and that is the Lumiere de Vie pore minimizing serum. What makes this product so special is that whether you have youthful skin, you have aging skin, you have skin in need of hydration, or you simply want to cover some areas of discoloration on your skin because you want to have this even tone, I have the topical product for you. It is not a standalone moisturizer, but it does have hydrating capabilities or characteristics. It is not a foundation, yet it can be worn in place of foundation, in particular for women or men that feel like foundation is just too heavy for them, that they want a light, nutritive feel to their face, that they want the luxurious feel of silicone. They want to be able to fill in fine lines and wrinkles, or just have a layer that allows them to hold on to the quality of not just their skincare products, but their makeup application as well. We managed to wrap all of these things into the Lumiere de Vie Pore Minimizing Serum. If you've ever heard me speak before, you know I can be fickle. I do pick up favorite products, and I do say I don't know how I ever lived without this product. Well, this is one of those. The Lumiere de Vie Pore Minimizing Serum is one of these products that I frankly don't know how I lived without. It is the only product that I currently, besides Fiberlush Mascara and Retro Red lip liner, is the only product that is always in my purse, that I buy multiples of, so that it can be in, I'm never without it, because it is great for touch-ups. It is great when I need to feel good about my skin. It is a wonderful refresher. I'm in love with this product, and I think if you were to use it, you would too. Now, here's some of its key factors or its key benefits. It does soften the appearance, not just of fine lines and wrinkles, but color or tone in the skin. So if you feel as if you have an uneven skin tone, but you don't want to wear a heavy foundation, or you feel like foundations sit too heavy on you, they sit in fine lines and wrinkles, this is a great option for you, because it has a unifying color tone to it. So it does not matter the depth of pigment in your skin. This sits and equalizes skin tone and discoloration for you. Because of the silicone base that is in this product, it also can help even out fine lines and wrinkles, so that you catch light in an equal way across your cheeks, across your bridge, across your chin or your forehead. That's a very special quality of this product. So even if you are someone that wears foundation or puts on a full face, this is a great product to be able to place over foundation to equalize depth or light and reflection on the skin. It is that universal shade that makes this a universal product. This is not for fair individuals or something that is specifically formulated for women of color, but for women and men of all skin tones. One of the best parts of this, because of its light finish, is that it gives you an ending finish or a finished quality to your face. And so we don't have to worry about, those of us that wear makeup, we don't have to worry about losing our eyeliner to our upper lid. We don't have to worry about our contours all of a sudden giving us more of a hound dog look rather than our high cheekbone look throughout the day. This is one of the best products that was developed in the Lumiere de Vie line. While I am a huge fan of the Lumiere de Vie line in its totality, I am telling you, we got an upgrade when we got the Lumiere de Vie Pore Minimizing Serum. And it just really focused on a trend that all of us are becoming more and more aware of, that people want clean applications for their skincare, not just their nutraceuticals. They want a natural skin appearance, and they want natural ingredients to go into their skincare products. They want something else. They want results. And this comes down to better formulation. And at the end of the day, that's what we did. We continue to reach into the literature. We continue to reach into cutting edge ingredients and find our space there. We really knocked it out of the park with the Lumiere de Vie product line. This product formulation or this product regimen continues to grow, not just because there are new cutting edge ingredients that we want to make sure that you have access to, but because this product line produces such great results for women of all ages that we continue to develop based on the needs of women of all ages. All decades of life benefit from the use of moisturizers, toners, botanical lifting ingredients. And I couldn't be happier to share with you some of the new aspects that we've put into the Lumiere de Vie line. What we like to refer to it as the next generation of skincare. It's the next generation of skincare for all generations. When we want to add radiance, luminosity, youthful glow, but also the uplifting quality of botanicals, I want you guys to think of the Lumiere de Vie line. I want you to then start to think about the new products that we developed for Lumiere de Vie, like the Rose Water Refresher and the Renewal Elixir. You're going to be very excited by what these have to offer. In particular, as we think about what can we do to freshen our face throughout the day, what can we do post-workout, what can we do on a night that maybe we didn't get the best sleep? Is there something that's the ideal solution for me as I travel? I'm going to tell you, it is the new Rose Water Elixir Refresher and the oil product. What makes these special, of course, is that foundation of the rose water. Being able to hold on to the botanical benefits of rose water, the astringent benefits of rose water, and use that as a foundation for nutritive skincare products. So let's talk a little bit about this refresher. Roses in the skincare and beauty industry are nothing new, but what we want to make sure is that we're getting a good concentration of the constituents of the rose that can offer this astringent capability without being problematic to the skin or irritating to the skin. One of the huge benefits or superpowers of using rose water in an elixir, in a refresher, is the fact that it is perfect for sensitive skin. For every individual that has felt that a pH toner wasn't right for them, or that some of the stronger witch hazel-based astringents or botanical astringents wasn't right for them because they would automatically get red or they would feel that tight quality, the rose water refresher is a perfect solution for them. Some other benefits, and you can think about this when you think about rose petals, their suppleness, the quality of that rose petal can be conferred to our skin. So I want us not just to think about the gentleness of the rose petal and sensitivity, or the individual with sensitive skin. I want us to also think about, with aging skin, the concern that we have with moisture loss, and that suppleness, that is the quality of the rose petal, can be in fact conferred to us when we use the rose water refresher or elixirs. Some of the other benefits to using this isn't just in aging skin. It comes back to thinking about lifestyle factors that may deplete us from that hydrating nature that our skin requires, that watering that I keep referring to. And that's why I mentioned exercising. And do you have a skincare regimen for after you exercise? It's going to be the rose water refresher and elixir to make sure that you have a great post-workout, not just skin glow, but to be able to put some nutrients back in. In particular, we think of rose water as a complexion balancer as well. So I was excited, and what a huge proponent I am for the Lumiere de Vie Pore Minimizing Serum. That is a post-application, right? So now I want us to think of what are some of our first layers of skincare. What's magical about the rose water refresher is that it can be a pre and a post. So with no skincare products on at all, it can be of benefit to you. But post application of a skincare regimen, this can be just as it's named, a refresher for you, adding back in hydration, being good for sensitive skin, being a great solution when our body or our skin has gone through a little bit of wear and tear throughout the day. Exercise is the example that I used, but I also want you to think of people that don't sleep well, that need to do a little bit extra to refresh. The idea here is that rose water is naturally a fantastic toner or a pH normalizer, but very gentle on the skin, in particular for people that get red quickly, have sensitive skin, or tell you that their pH normalizers or their toners cause a lot of astringent or tightness to their skin. The idea here is to put that suppleness that is naturally found in the petals of roses back into your skin. Some of the ways that we can take the astringent qualities of the rose water that are still gentle on the skin and add back in some of that suppleness, add back in some of those things that get lost through wear and tear throughout the day or exercise, is to also use the very nutrient-rich aloe. Aloe barbadensis, is many of you are familiar, is a great solution for damaged skin. Well, I want us to think of like these micro tears. I want you to think of these micro irritations that happen because maybe we're not getting enough water throughout the day. Maybe we are exposed to some or sun or pollutants that may be causing some issues in our skin, these micro insults to our skin tissue, that lead to, over time, a dullness to our skin, and even a sensitivity to our skincare products. We want to make sure that we build up a very good barrier. And it's one of the reasons why I mentioned early on the importance of the skin and gut connection. When there's a good barrier in the gut, we are able to build up a better barrier in our skin as well, because that builds things from the inside out. But there is huge benefit to using the micronutrients that are naturally a part of the aloe plant, the beta glucans that are naturally part of the aloe plant, but the natural saccharide polymers that are part of this plant as well, that give it its thick suppleness. All of these things can replete and replenish your skin. It's important to know that things like beta glucans and natural nutritive polymers have been used for decades in skincare lines to build up that barrier, that network, so that your keratin, so that your natural cells, skin cells, can build up around that matrix. I think it's important that we understand that collagen weaves through a matrix. This is the universal symbol for weave. It weaves through that matrix, but you need to build a healthy matrix. And while I will tell you that the primary target is gut health when we want to build and maintain a good matrix, it is possible to apply that matrix to the skin. This saccharide polymer that's found in aloe is hugely beneficial. In addition to that, aloe plants are naturally rich in these phytonutrients or micronutrients that can replenish and rehydrate the skin and protect it from oxidative stress. Now, the rose water refresher does have some unique clinically evidenced ingredients that go beyond what we know about astringent quality of botanicals, or go beyond the suppleness that aloe can offer you, but also looking at a trademarked ingredient called Botanomoist. And Botanomoist AMS are the benefits of the starches from apples. And some of the saccharides, these starches that are naturally found in the apple plant, are beneficial to protect us from oxidative damage or concerns that we have with losing hydration from our environment. One of the things that is very special about the Botanomoist in the refresher is the fact that it can act as a substitute for those healthy keratinocytes that I was mentioning that we start to lose with age, that prevent us, when we lose them with age or activity, from holding on to moisture or having that strong lattice work where collagen can weave through it and give us our supple, youthful lift to our skin. And so we, with age or with activity, need to find ways to replace those healthy cells. And it is these polymers that are naturally found in the apple polymer or now in this trademarked ingredient, Botanomoist, that can help you achieve that lift, that hydration, that lattice work. Think about pairing that with the suppleness of the rose astringent, as well as the suppleness of the aloe plant itself. But we also put phytic acid in this refresher. And this is an important aspect of not just aging skin, but damaged skin. When we think of the UV rays that lead to greater fine line and wrinkle depth and length, we want to find ways to be able to fill those in. And so a biopolymer, if you will, is a great way to do this. Phytic acid from rice bran isolates or cereals can be beneficial to be these kind of vegetable capsules that can fill in the depth of those fine lines and some wrinkles. This is beneficial because it's not just about a silicone base that can do the same thing, but this is nutritive to the skin. So while some of them are considered, like in the Lumiere de Vie pore minimizing serum, that silicone base is beneficial to fill in so that we have this even glow or this even refractory surface on our skin. But at the end of the day, we still want to be taking measures that work to feed and nourish the skin so that we can start to fill in those fine lines and wrinkles, decreasing wrinkle or line depth and length. And that's where these biopolymers or these spheroid phytic acid can be very beneficial to fill in for you. That is the rose water refresher. I want you to think of this as a moisturizer, but I want you to think of it as a moisturizer for very sensitive skin, or for that client or that individual that says, you're talking about me when you mention the redness, the tightness, the feel like I sprayed something on my face and it just feels too tight or I'm starting to feel dry as a result of it. I want you to think of the benefits of the polymers or the lattice work that the rose water refresher can help build in the skin. For that youthful glow, sure, but I want you to think of it as lift as well. While this isn't an Insta-Lift, while this is not a product that I want you to think of liquid Botox, I want you to think of it as something that really generates the foundation or that lattice work for that lift. It is not a replacement for some of your Lumiere de Vie products. It is not a replacement for your needle-free serum, but it's going to help your other Lumiere de Vie products work better, because it's about building in layers and supporting the body in multiple compartments, right? And that's why I talk as much as I do about healthy diet, healthy sleep, healthy exercise supplementation, and a skincare regimen. Some of the benefits to using the rose water refresher is that it's great for travel. It is great for post-workout. It is great for a spritz in the afternoon when you need a skin refresher. It's a wonderful application before you're about to meet new people, before you're about to go on and meet friends for lunch or family or do something when you need that pick-me-up, but you're not going to put on another face. When we think of applying it with other products, the benefits that you get from the halo, where we really want to define some of our cheeks, or we want to be able to catch that glow. Well, one of the benefits of the halo, of course, is to catch that glow. Well, I want you to pair that idea with the rose water refresher and think about that dewy look all over, right? So that we have this incredibly fresh looking face. And those are some of the benefits to using the Lumiere de Vie rose water refresher. Now, I talked a little bit about the importance of aging skin and replacing hydration. One of the ways that we can do this easily, and remember, I said that exercise or a lack of sleep are some of the key factors that are going to steal that hydration from you or lead to that premature aging, or at least that appearance of aging too quickly. Well, we want to get that kind of sebum control taken care of. We want to make sure we have that oil replacement for our skin so that we look, in fact, younger than we are. And so a renewal elixir is a wonderful way for us to do this. And it always brings up the question, wait a minute, aren't oils bad for me? Don't I want to keep those things off my skin? And it's that myth in skincare that an individual with oily skin is in fact a far distance away from having dry skin. It is in fact the overproduction, the trigger for that overproduction of sebum, that trigger for that overproduction of oil is in fact that your skin is too dry. So some of the benefits to using low molecular weight oils is to protect the skin from that overproduction, from those factors in skin where we don't feel like we can clear or detoxify our skin well enough. We need this feedback loop from these low molecular weight oils that don't just feed and nourish the skin as a potent antioxidant and act much like the refresher where we can add back in nutrients, as oils are rich in fatty acids that are hugely beneficial for youthful skin, for aging skin, for hydrating skin, but also so that we can correct that overproduction of sebum that leads to complicated or combination skin, including breakouts and adult issues with breakouts. When we look at facial oils, you can look past many of the things that we're seeing today, where a lot of women are using them for glow, right? That's still a huge benefit to using an oil on the face, right? Is, some people call it liquid glow. And I think that's a perfect way to think of this elixir. But I want you to know that we also thought about it beyond the aesthetic qualities of a liquid glow. We also thought about making sure that it would be the right low molecular weight oils that would feed and hydrate the skin, that would repair the skin from damage throughout the day or the years. We also wanted to make sure that we chose some of the best oils that didn't just offer a high load in the nutrient quality, but also would be very calming to the skin, as well as not allow it to lead to a heaviness or clogged nature of the skin. And that's why we use a key ingredient called revinage. And the revinage is a mixture of these low molecular weight oils that can mimic natural sebum so that we get that proper feedback loop and we're not overproducers. We don't end up with clogged pores or combination or oily skin, but also that this revinage blend of oils allows us to put back the sebum production that we start to lose with age. So I want you to think of this elixir not just as a liquid glow, but I want you to think of it as something that's going to support this feedback loop for healthy oil production and balance, as well as a replacement for oil that is naturally lost with years. This is a mixture of jojoba oil or jojoba oil, rosehip oil, which is very rich in nutrients, and then olive oil that has a high quality for hydrating. It is naturally rich in an oil acid that is squalene, and it is the squalene connection, the ENE, that tells you about the molecular weight of this oil, but also its structure, which can be very beneficial when we think about lift and hold in the skin. So when we think about the aging of skin, the lack of hydration that's a part of skin, I want you to think of this very special trademarked blend of oils that we have in the product called Renovage. So the jojoba oil is a natural balanced low molecular weight oil, very similar to the body's natural skin production of sebum. Rosehip oil has some of the antioxidants and vitamins and minerals that are going to replenish and re-nourish the skin. And then it is, in fact, that squalene nature of olive oil that the ENE connective part of this oil, or the molecular structure that can lead to that, again, that building up or that matrix, or what I have referred to in the Lumiere de Vie line as lift. We put in the entire Lumiere de Vie line botanicals that work together for accentuated lift, right? Because we want our products to not just be some of the best ingredients, but some of the best ingredients to produce results for you. And that's why we put the elixir together, so that we could, in fact, renew skin moisture, give it that liquid glow, give it more than just the dewiness of the refresher, which pairs so well with a product like the elixir, but have that long-lasting suppleness to the skin, so that we don't just get that youthful glow, we'll get that youthful feel, or that cherub-like feel. Just like the Lumiere de Vie pore minimizing serum, the molecular weight of this product is beneficial to fill in fine lines and wrinkles. So the refresher with the aloe and the rose water, while that's beneficial, while the phytic acid in the refresher is beneficial, because it is this biopolymer, we've just added on to the nature of lift in the Lumiere de Vie line by adding these low molecular weights that are part of the elixir. That's going to lead to lift or firmness in the skin. And at the end of the day, this isn't something that I'm going to say is going to make your moisturizer necessarily go longer, but it is going to add to the quality of your moisturizer, the quality of the skin as a result of your moisturizer. So I want you to think about adding the Lumiere de Vie Renewal Elixir as well as the Rosewater Refresher to your Lumiere de Vie line, your cellular line, your Skintelligence, or your Timeless line. One of the best parts of our moving and dynamic formulations is that we understand that through all decades of life, we need to cleanse, tone, and moisturize, but we also want to think about replenishing and rebuilding. And that's where our products come together in synergy. So regardless of the skincare line that is right for you, you want to look at some of the new and advanced benefits and qualities that we put into the Lumiere de Vie Renewal Elixir and Rosewater Refresher. My name is Dr. Deedra Mason, and it is my pleasure to talk to you about my favorite skincare line, Lumiere de Vie.